want to check the fuel pressure on this 4.3 vortec motor, V6 98 Chevy Silverado. So I'm starting to have problems starting the thing again, and so I'm going to take a look at the fuel pressure. You can see I kind of got it right up over there, and then the gauge up there. I'll bring it right down and right back under there. See the silver or the goldish area rather. That's where it's attached onto there. So I'm going to go ahead and check that pressure. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this key. See what the heck happens. Right up there. So that's at 60, almost 60. I heard my fuel pump kick in. I'm going to turn it over. So it's certainly getting some pressure. I think just about started. I'm going to shut the fuel pump back off, put it back on. Starting it up. Yeah, sometimes this thing starts, sometimes it doesn't. Looks like we had a lot of pressure on that one. Alright, well, anyways, that's how you hook it up, and there were some readings for you, so hopefully that's a little bit helpful. But I've been having kind of intermittent starts, and once in a while I kind of get a secondary hum up underneath this dash, and I'm just wondering if I had low fuel pressure. But I mean, it sure as heck started pretty quick there. I know the battery's pretty bad, but I haven't ran this thing in about at least a week. So, well, hey, maybe that those readings might give you some help somewhere down the road. All right, so I did want to show you. Okay, the pressure's up there because I already started. I'm going to go ahead and fuel pump kicked on. See that little extra jump on there? And there was a little buzz before that. This truck's going to start right up right now. So that's the big mystery, that extra little sound that I'm hearing, but it certainly added more fuel pressure on that line. I'm glad I caught it, because that was the big problem, what's going on. I'm kind of getting that extra secondary hum. I don't know if you're able to pick it up on there, but that's what's going on, and that's the problem, and it certainly added more fuel pressure on that secondary hum. Now when it's running, you know, that's at like 50, 52 or something like that. In the range, they say maximum free flow 50, 57, minimum 40, 48, so it's at like 52. That thing's right on. Alright, so anyways, that's kind of what I'm battling is sometimes that little extra hum on there I get, and I didn't know what the heck was going on, but when that extra hum, it is certainly adding more fuel pressure. Alright, so I'm in the bed of my truck over here. Not too bad a shape. A little bit of rust down there. I'm going to spray some Rust-Oleum on there. But anyways, last time I changed that fuel pump, I ended up cutting through the back. I definitely wouldn't recommend that because of all the sparks. And I saw it on YouTube, and I put some wet rags on a gas tank and spraying water on there. But I don't know, if anything, maybe cut some small little holes, like use a drill, cut in there, and then just can't go down too far, and then maybe rip the metal off, right? Last time I sealed that up over there too, and I put like a little metal bracket coming across. Okay, so I'm in the bed of my '98 Chevy here, and this is about where that fuel pump is. All right, and let me put it right up, kind of right next to the wall. Bring it up a little bit. Go over that. That's about 22 inches that way, which is right about in the center there. All right. And then come this way. I could go off on the side a little bit. That'd be about 16.5 inches. All right. So, but anyways, you know, I says I used a cutting tool. I'd never do that again because of all the sparks. But you know, I didn't want to go underneath and bust off some bolts on the bed. It would have been a whole other hassle. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out and put in this other pump I got. I had to bend that side up a little bit. By the way, this old pump lasted about 5 years, and it wasn't even a damn pump problem back then. Ain't that crazy? It was a Cadillac converter that busted off inside. But it's you know, it was a remake. It wasn't an OEM, but now I got a Delphi OEM I'm going to put in and give it a shot. So I'll just disconnect these lines and get that other pump put in. Don't forget to disconnect the battery. Hit the ground, disconnecting both of them. Just pull these off. It's not too bad. It comes off like that. I just pull up on that lip there. Alright, back right over, right back in there. You kind of just see it right back there. Is the fuel line purge valve or pressure valve, what I'm going to call it, I guess. And I'm going to go ahead and just release some of that pressure in there. Who knows how much is in, but put a little rag under there and catch any gas. So when I release those lines in the back, hopefully there isn't much pressure on it. Just a couple drops came out of there, so you got to kind of put the screwdriver back in there. Just like that. It ain't too bad, but like hardly anything came out. I put some wires on here to hold these lines, so when I disconnect these lines, they don't fall back underneath the bed, and boy, that would cause me all kinds of problems. Okay, so I got these fuel release rings on here, fuel line release rings. Got it from Napa for about $9, and you can see, you know, it's kind of got one side that's could open so you can shove over the line. I'm gonna give that a shot. I actually watched on YouTube another guy doing it. It seemed to work out pretty good. You see, just kind of press it in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mess with it with both hands. It seemed like it kind of clicked a little bit, so I'm gonna push a little harder with both hands and try to disconnect it. Okay, so this middle line seems to come off not too bad, so I'm just going to kind of get it like that. I'm about ready to just cut these off, to be perfectly honest. I used a tool on here. It seemed like it did release it, but there was still quite a bit of pressure on here. So again, I'm going to continue using both hands, but I'm going to get this middle line out first. I ended up just using the pair of pliers like that and hitting the hammer on there, and it just slid it right off, so that's no problem. I ended up breaking it off anyways, so I just messed with the plier a little bit, and there we go, it takes care of that. So there you go, I'll just have to push this clip back in there. So that's kind of what's holding it, if you can see in there. Alright, I'll get the other one. Okay, so I was actually able to just rotate this a little bit. This whole thing sideways. So yeah, it starts to turn. That's how it's got to come off anyways. It's kind of sealed in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that little clip on there, and if I break the line off, well, it's not the end of the world, because I got to go ahead and take that whole fuel pump out anyways. I got it in there and I pressed it on real good, and actually I heard it clip and come off, so that's about it right there. There it is, just like that. Now you couldn't see it, but it came off pretty easy. So that time it worked pretty good. Okay, so there's the 3 lines off, and of course I broke that one off, but I got the piece of plastic out of there out of line, because you don't want to break plastic off and go in the lines. And that's what I was talking about, having it kind of connected, because if that fell off the fuel line, I don't know, you know, that could be a big hassle trying to get it back up. So alright, I'm going to go ahead and continue twisting this that way. And you can see it's starting to go, and then it should pop right back out. I put a rag over them fuel lines, because when I start twisting this to get this fuel pump out, you know, it's rusty over there, and I don't want anything getting in them fuel lines. Okay, so here we go. Just a little bit of twisting as I would get this up and out. I want to get any kind of rust and stuff inside my tank too, so I want to try to be careful. Alright. Finally got it out. Well, I hope this is the problem. So I'm going to put in the other one, the Delphi one I got, and hopefully that takes care of the fuel pressure problem. I'm going to go ahead and try to clean up around that gas tank over there a little bit, so none of that stuff falls in there too. Alright, this is the one I got. A Delphi pump. There's the numbers on there. Got it from AutoZone. 189 bucks. That, if that helps you. So this was the old pump, and here's the new pump. I just put this float on. It wasn't really too bad. It just kind of goes right inside here. This point part kind of just falls right in there, and then I just pressed on there like that. And instead of putting too much pressure anywhere else, just kind of squeeze it this way. Alright, and this one has only 2 support rods. This has the 3. For some reason, they just use 2 on the newer ones. I used my vacuum a little bit earlier, all the way around the hole over there, to get rid of some of that rust, try to avoid knocking some of it back in the gas tank. Alright, so I put that float in first. Just bring it right down. Go ahead and start moving that in gently, so I don't screw anything up. Okay, now I'm putting my last line on. So I'm going to put these lines on before I try to get that fuel pump in. And they just kind of click on. If I could get it one hand. Nope, I got to use 2 hands. So on the clip here that goes inside here, one of them got bent down. And I should be able to just kind of bend it back up and make it look like the other ones. Alright, if you could see that. See how that one is bent down? I'll just kind of pull it back up and shove it back into the gas line over there. There we go. That looks pretty good. Wasn't too bad, so I'll just push it back in this way. And go from there. Have a little bit of problems with that clip, so what happens is that thing kind of sticks inside this gas line, but then it hooks around the little lip on here. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get that all the way in on there. Get the gas line over it rather. Yeah, that did the trick, so no problem. Let's get that wire out of there, and then I'm going to try to seat this fuel pump right inside there nice and tight. Okay, I think I got it all in. I just got to hook up these lines, which should be alright. Just so you know, like, so there's this big washer that comes around here. It's this point right here. See, I'm moving it a little bit. That has to come underneath underneath these lips right here and above. See that little lip there? And then that little lip right there, over there. Back, there's back over there and then back around here. Right over there. And then, anyways, this washer goes underneath the lip, but above the fuel pump. So it helps keep that pressed down there and keeps it sealed. Alright, well, the pump's in. Sealed up on there good, and got that washer on the outside in good, and got the connection. I just used the old connections, and I'm gonna go give it a shot. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key and see what that pressure goes up even before starting it. See what happens. Oh, that's a good sign already. Well, it went up over 60. And I was back at 58, but it popped over 60 right when I turn the key, and I'm going to turn it on. Well, that baby started right out. So when it gets that initial kick up over 60, it looks like this thing's going to start, even though back down to 58. That baby's running good, though. It started up real quick. It's about at 50, a little over 50 pounds, 52, 53. Alright, I guess it works. Alright, I'm looking back over here. I just want to make sure that there ain't any kind of leaks. And it doesn't look like there's any kind of leaks. When I started a car up the first time, you know, that this fuel pump's nice and quiet. Again, it's this Delphi. So that's what you want to get. Get some that's going to last. Lifetime warranty. So hopefully I don't have to touch this thing anymore. At least the doggone truck starts up nice. So I'll push this back, put a little, put that brace back on there. Maybe put an extra brace on there because it's kind of a big hole. So, and probably seal it up a little bit of silicone over there. Alright, there you go. Alright, and yeah, it's so nice having a truck that starts. Turn the key. See, it popped up over 60. Oh, that's beautiful. All those days of this truck struggling, getting started. Now, finally. Oh, hallelujah.